I think we should talk about none other than your girl.
She ain't my girl.
She's your girl.
She ain't my girl.
Gypsy Rose. You need to actually, like, fill me in on this a little bit. Because, like, I read a little bit about this girl, Gypsy Rose, but not, like, a full amount of it. So you have to, like, kind of...
I don't know what you know.
Well, just go from the beginning.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, but let's go.
She's got, like, more shit coming out soon, too. She, obviously... Her mother has some kind of mental disorder, which you can tell...
Munchausen's.
So, okay, so you know the name of it.
Yeah, see? Because I'm smart.
Yeah.
Not just, see?
I know. They're mentally fucked. All of them are mentally fucked, okay? The grandmother, the mother, Gypsy, the boyfriend, ex-boy, whatever the fuck you want to call them. They're all mentally fucked. But she obviously abused Gypsy in multiple ways by making her believe that she had all these illnesses, making doctors believe she had all these illnesses.
You know, there's the one thing that I don't get, though. Like, doctors are obviously smart, right? So, like...
Everyone was so dumb about it. It was literally, like, out of sight, out of mind. They looked the other way. They assumed... It's crazy. I don't...
That doesn't make sense to me, though, because, like, if you're a doctor and you know someone doesn't have this illness or this disease, like, how are you going to sit there and just be like...
Because the diseases and illnesses that, like, Gypsy's mom stated were a thing weren't something that, like, the doctors can see. Like, oh, my daughter has seizures. Like, what's the doctor going to say? Record it?
I mean, I would have.
Okay, so, like,
yeah,
nowadays, yeah.
Let's see it.
But if I were to bring my daughter into the doctor's office and saying she has seizures, like, religiously every single night, like, they're gonna do studies on her.
Exactly.
All that good stuff. But it was more than just that. She listed, like, 100 different things that were problems, saying she was having reactions to things. Mm-hmm. It was just...
But didn't she have, like, had muscular dystrophy as well, where, like, she couldn't walk.
She can walk.
But, like, she could walk, but her mother lied about that,
right,
too.
her mother made her believe she couldn't. Made doctors and everyone believe she needed the wheelchair accessible things. But she eventually knew that she more than so can walk.
But that's what I'm saying, like, if she's the girl, Gypsy, right? Mm-hmm. She was lied to about her age multiple times by her mother. Like, she has to have some sort... I don't think anyone can be that abused and not have a train of thought to be like, something's wrong.
Right. And, I mean, in the show that I watched, which is, like, obviously partial documentary and partial this is what happened. So, obviously, they'll, like, dramatize it a bit because it's a show. But in that... And Gypsy states multiple times that she was aware that her mother lied. She figured it out. She knew her mother was, like, fucked up for what she was saying. And she was very manipulative, which turned Gypsy into a manipulator, a liar, a thief. Like, so Gypsy was in that. It's, you give a dog a treat every day 20,000 times. They get what they want, and then... eventually, you're not giving it to them and they need to do it themselves, they're going to start acting the same way. You know, does that make sense?
No, that's a horrible analogy.
Example. Yeah.
Horrible analogy. But, like, here's my thing. Like, the doctors are seeing this.
They were getting money, is what I'm saying. They were getting money.
So, did she go to one doctor?
She saw multiple doctors, and one of the specialists reported her to CPS. That, like... I thought was strange in the show because it didn't really go anywhere, which obviously in reality it didn't obviously go anywhere.
Yeah.
But there was a specialist that was very, what is going on? This isn't normal. Tried to even, like, talk to Gypsy without the mom present, which was very difficult, obviously.
Yeah.
But Gypsy also had that mindset where, like, that's my mom. I'm not going to go against what my mom believes.
Yeah, I get that part, but still, like...
I guess my thing is, like, well, you knew you could walk. Eventually, you got to that point.
Exactly.
Get your fucking ass up. walk outside, go to your neighbors, go to the cops, go to somebody, whatever. Because, I mean, in a clip I saw now, recently, and today, where she's like, the confessions of Gypsy Rose, and she's like, my mother deserves to be where I've been and not dead. It's like, you could have made that happen. But you chose the route of planning your mother's death.
So, like, here's my thing. No, like, and this is where it's mind-boggling to me, is that Gypsy didn't have these mental conditions, didn't have these diseases that she was told that she had.
Right.
So even if she physically and mentally knew that she did not have these diseases, she did not have these mental disorders that her mother was telling everyone that she had, she has a normal train of thought then. Correct. Right? So
hence why everyone's like, she can live a normal life now.
But she can't live a normal life.
Right.
Because, like, honestly, you killed your mother.
I know. She wants to be in the spotlight, though. Like, people constantly, all I see on Facebook, everything now, where people are like, oh, leave her alone. She doesn't need to be in the spotlight. She chooses to be.
Exactly.
She's
by
posting
doing the
for it. She's asking for it. She's doing interviews. She wrote a book. You're gonna get publicity from writing the book.
I mean, it's a good story.
You approve for the show to come out. Like, they don't just make that shit without the approval. Like, it's just a lot. She wants it. Let her. That's what she's used to.
Yeah.
That's what her mother gave her.
How does
publicity and
exactly.
The attention. People gave her money and they got by in life because of her being in the spotlight. Exactly. And being like, oh, poor me. I have X, Y, and Z wrong with me. And now she's back to square one. Poor me. My mother died. And it was because of this.
It's the woe is me syndrome.
That's
what,
her
syndrome.
Yes.
But, like, so how does the grandmother fit into this? Because you mentioned,
it shows that in the show that the grandmother clearly had some mental shit going on where Dee Dee is the mom. I don't remember the grandmother's name. I don't know if that part was added because of the show. I haven't seen any, like, interviews or read any articles in regards to the grandmother. But it seemed like in the show, they showed that Dee Dee went to jail when Gypsy was little.
Dee Dee is the mother.
Yes.
Yes, I do know that, yeah.
And she was away for, like, a while, I think a year or something. And the grandmother took care of Gypsy. And the grandmother was trying to say, what's worse for Gypsy is you taking care of her. So I don't know if she was, like, as fucked as Gypsy's mom. Or if she just was, like, mentally abusive.
When I was reading into, like, the article, though, it was saying that the reason why Gypsy's mother had this Munchausen syndrome was because she was away from Gypsy in that time of jail.
Right.
So she was like, I don't want to, like, ever be away from her.
She was very afraid of losing Gypsy. Like, you see the fucking Lifetime movies and shit all the time where people want to feel needed and they'll, like, hurt their child to turn around, like, very minimally, just so that way that child cries for their mother and it's like, yes, you need me. Exactly. I'm here. That's like literally
basic Lifetime movie.
It's all like so many. I feel like there's so many scenarios that involve abuse in that form that it's like, it doesn't shock me that something like this happened. And I know, like, internet trolls like to come at me saying, like, I'm not human or whatever because I feel how I feel. But
I mean,
don't fucking start with me. I'll knock your ass out right here, right now.
We're gonna get into a fight. No, I'm kidding. I agree with you. I think she deserves to be in jail.
I'm not even, like...
Wait, what's your opinion
out here trashing
What's
people.
Your opinion on it, though?
My thing is, like, to put the blame on the boyfriend is fucked.
Oh, yeah.
To be like, yeah, he deserves... And then people are taking it as where I think he needs to get out of jail. He needs to be out of prison. He needs the same treatment as her. That's not what I'm saying. He's fucking sick, too. Like...
Wasn't he, like,
he's,
mentally
like, autistic.
challenged?
So, he is autistic, but when they try to, like, argue that in, like, the court case, his whole ordeal where he's like, oh, I have multiple personalities, he doesn't have a multiple personality disorder. He Gypsy did that too. They did that together. That was their like alternate personalities together with their little sexting on her computer.
Wait, so Gypsy did have mental disorder?
No, like they lack intelligence in that department. It's like when people want to be furries, do kinky things, role play. They did role play. He said he had an alternate personality. It was more of a role play rather than... It's like a little kid thinking they're Superman.
Okay.
That's what they were doing. Like,
so how did they even
She would pretend to be online. They met on a dating site. Because she got a laptop behind her mother's back. Mm-hmm. Her mother and her shared a laptop. Then she managed to steal money from her mom to get her own laptop. And then at night, like when her mom was sleeping, the whole purpose of the show is she'd get her ass up out of bed, eat what she wanted, do what she wanted, be on the laptop. And that she spoke to him for a very long time. They planned this out, I think it said a year before it actually happened.
That's premeditated.
Very much so. They planned the whole shit. And like, I know a lot of people's arguments were like, oh, he pushed it on her because he said he had a dark personality. They said that at the beginning, like it explains where Gypsy automatically tells him, I want to tell you something, I'm not really sick. She makes that known to him first. And then he was like, we can be different together. I have an alternate personality. I forgot what the fuck
but
he
if
said
he's
his name
autistic,
was.
that's... If he's autistic, that's
his way of like almost shielding himself because he's like this quirky, nerdy nobody. And then his alternate personality is this tough badass that can like save his girlfriend from the world. And I think that that should be understandable.
Is he actually autistic?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay.
And he still to this day is like in love with Gypsy Rose and was like, I would do it again for Gypsy to be with Gypsy.
Well, that's manipulation, obviously. That's the power dynamic of someone who's not autistic versus someone who is autistic. There's a power dynamic there. Gypsy obviously has no mental conditions. She understands that she's not sick.
I very much so believe, like...
So
she was able to take advantage of how he was, how he felt for her. And I feel like even not being autistic, there's a lot of cases, especially when it comes to love, so what someone's willing to do for a person.
Manipulation.
Right. And it's like, people go to those lengths of killing someone all the time.
Yeah.
Constantly, that shit is happening.
I wish someone would kill for me. Damn. That'd be nice. Wait.
I mean, they met on, like, Christian Mingle, so, like, do it
I'm
up.
on every single dating site there is, so maybe I'll find my match.
Fuck it.
But, yeah, no. Like, I think she deserves to be in jail for life, though.
I definitely don't understand.
He deserves her treatment, and she deserves his treatment. If he's going to be in jail for the rest of his life, she deserves to be in jail for the rest of her life. Right,
and I feel like at this point, too, because so much has been said and done that she states how she's learned to be such a good liar, such a good manipulator. So how can you sit here and watch her interviews stating now she's like almost going back and being like, Nick did this, Nick said that, blah, blah, blah. Or it's just like as if she's trying to make herself seem more innocent than she actually is. And
what is she stating in her interviews? I haven't.
Well, the interviews haven't come out yet. All of them, they come out, I don't know, like next week or something.
Isn't that wild, though, how, like, you can murder someone and just be famous for it? Like, you can murder your own mother and just be famous. It's like that Jodi Arias case where she murdered her boyfriend and stabbed him 17 times in his, like, the bathroom. Like, and
I saw a meme where it was, like, everybody's praising Gypsy Rose, but nobody praises Charles Manson. Keep that same energy or whatever.
Charles Manson was psychotic.
And if you plot someone's murder, you're psychotic.
I feel like if you plot someone's murder, you're not psychotic. But if you commit murder, you're psychotic. If you go through with it.
I already know, like, this topic, I told you I would get massive hate for it.
Isn't Charles Manson, like, He's like a serial killer.
Look
Or a
him up.
cult person. Was he the cult one?
Was he the cult one?
He's the one who had the
Google
cult.
Charles Manson.
He's the one that had the cult, right? I'm pretty sure. I'm 900% sure he had the cult. 1 minute. Charles Manson. Cult. Yeah. Charles Manson was the cult leader. Yes. He killed everyone because, like, had them drink shit and everyone just died. So he was the cult leader.
Paper on that.
And I'm the one explaining it to you?
You don't have to explain it to me.
Then why didn't you
You
just explain
asked,
it?
so I
I
was
know, but
like,
why did you tell me to Google it?
You
Why
made
did
me
you just...
Google everything.
I know, but why did you
argue
just...
with you?
Why
I'm
did...
not arguing with you.
Why didn't you just tell me who Charles Manson was instead of me having to pull out my phone, Google Charles Manson, and be like, yeah, he was the cult leader that made everyone just sip down some poison.
Biggest thing, so that was just a meme that I saw. And the only reason why I sit here and I laugh at those kind of things is the fact that I am, I guess, sure.
We're
I
both
lack
sick.
empathy, whatever.
We are both sick.
I am what's wrong with the world these days.
We're not murderers, though. I
feel like I should... I don't even know exactly what was said. But either way, all these cases of people, whether it's they killed their abuser, self-defense, or not, or lashed out in some way, shape, or form, or just became like a serial killer, whatever the case may be, all these documentaries always talk nonstop about the abuse they endured when they were a child. Whether it's like by their mother or their father. Correct. But how is it an excuse for Gypsy Rose then?
It's not.
Exactly.
She should be in jail.
Exactly.
She should be dead. She should be 6
That's
feet
the
under.
part that it's like mind-blowing to me, that people are like, oh, you're sick because you don't care that she was a victim. I didn't say that, but does that mean that I have to sit here and cry about Jeffrey Dahmer because he was a victim as a child, his parents ditched him, and both neglected him for God knows how long and didn't care to think to ask each other how he was? His mother was sick in the head on pills. Like, just one relation to being abused as a child in some way, shape, or form.
I think people pick and choose. I think it's about the story.
That's a very double standard way to think about it.
That's life. Life is double standards. I think people pick and choose on what they want to sympathize with and who they want to sympathize with. Especially in this Gypsy Rose case, she was a girl, she was a woman who was abused. And I feel like women who are abused are more handled with care and more docile kind of, I don't want to say actions, but more coddled in a sense than men who were abused.
Just bullshit.
Well, that goes to the double standard.
Because, like, everyone wants to talk about how men have feelings too, equally, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Live up to that statement, then.
So, here's my thing, though. Like, okay, you say what you're gonna say. No, you say what I feel like you were gonna say something. Mm. Yeah, you were.
I wasn't.
You so were.
Mm-mm.
You were gonna say something about Gypsy.
I have nothing else to say about Gypsy.
Yes, you do. It's in your eyes. They are burning. They have hell in them right now. Okay.
I don't think... I get why her sentence was different than Nick's, because he's first-degree murder, she's second-degree murder.
I'm supposed to be a lawyer, and I still don't know what that means. I don't know the difference.
An accomplice, like, you steal from a store, and I was just with you at the store. I didn't steal anything.
Okay.
Technically speaking, I would get the lesser sentence than you.
Yeah, because wait, why do I have to be the one who stole? Because I'm black?
Sorry.
Wow. Wow. Hold up. Like, holy shit, y'all heard that.
Alright, that's strike 4 for me. No.
No, but I feel like she should be in jail. I don't feel like she should be getting all this publicity, but unfortunately, it's how the media works.
It literally, it's the topic of the beginning of 2024, pretty much. It's gonna fade. It's not gonna last.
Yeah, she's gonna get her 15 minutes, and then everyone's gonna move on to the next serial killer.
Everyone was hyped the fuck up about Jeffrey Dahmer a few months ago because of that TV show. It's always when a TV show comes out, then all of a sudden people fucking care. Because this shit happened years ago. Yeah. Nobody said shit about Gypsy Rose
didn't even know about her
until these motherfuckers...
Didn't even know
literally.
about her until you brought her up.
Literally.
You're like, I hate this bitch. I'm like, who the fuck is she?
There were 3 or 4 different people that I sent things to and was like, blah, 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 about Gypsy Rose. Every single one of you responded, who the fuck is Gypsy Rose? And I'm like, and the only reason I know who she is because I saw a TikTok. Someone talking about how, oh, this girl got abused, blah, blah, blah. And, like, someone's like, oh, watch The Act on Hulu. So I was like, fuck it. I need a show to watch on Hulu. Because I just finished watching Cruel Summer. And then I watched it.
Show. It got canceled.
Did it really?
No more Cruel Summer. So upset.
Oh, God.
So upset.
That was so good.
I know.
So much more worthy talking about than Gypsy Rose.
You know what? You're right. You're right. I have to
think
agree
about
with you
that
on
for a second.